students, welcome to yet another mathematical masterclass with your online tutor Ogali. Here we don't just teach mathematics, we understand that many students experience the fear of mathematics on examination day. We want to help you remove that fear. We will try our best to explain the most difficult concepts in a very easy way for you to be able to understand. We want to not just to pass your examinations, but to pass these in flying colors. If this is what you want for yourself or you want for your children, please do well to hit the subscribe button and don't forget to give us a thumbs up as you keep gaining value from the video. In today's topic, we'll be talking about how to solve simultaneous equations involving indices, involving powers. In a previous video, we had explained how to do this using the elimination method, but today we'll be using the substitution method. There are three stages to this: the substitution stage, the expansion stage, and the quadratic stage. Even if you don't understand anything about these things we've mentioned, just stick around to the end of the video. You will see how something amazing happens as we also reveal tricks that can help you solve this in no time. Are you ready? Let's go! The question on the board says you solve for x and y. X plus y is equal to 5 and x squared plus y squared is equal to 13. The first thing I do is to name the equations. So I name this as equation 1 and I name this as equation 2. I always advise my students to start with that equation that has no powers. It is easier for you to substitute using that. So we have to substitute using equation 1. First of all, we make x subject of the formula. So let's write our solution. And then we make x plus y is equal to 5. We make x the subject, it becomes x is equal to 5 minus y. When plus y crosses, it becomes minus y. This becomes our equation 3. Now take note that we are going to do the next thing, which is to put in the value of equation 3 into equation 2. Why equation 2? The reason is that we used equation 1 before. So this time it is the turn of equation 2. So let's do that quickly. Let's write it here. Put equation 3 into equation 2. Alright, so it means we are going to rewrite equation 2, x squared plus y squared equals 13. So we're going to put in 5 minus y for x, alright, plus y squared equals 13. What we just did was that in place of x, we put 5 minus y, so the squared is still retained. Alright, so we are done with the substitution stage. The next stage is the expansion stage or removing bracket stage. So we're going to wipe this so that you can understand that part very clearly. So we will write what we had down there. What we had down there was what? 5 minus y all squared plus y squared is equal to 13. Now, the normal thing to do here would have been to open this bracket by writing 5 minus y twice, and then we start multiplying one by one. But that wouldn't save your time during exams. Try this trick out. Trick number one. Pay attention to how we do it. 5 raised to the power 2. Then we multiply everything in the bracket, which is minus 5y. And we multiply with 2, which is out here. This is the 2. Then the next thing to do is to bring this minus y here and we square it. So just then we pick the first one, we squared. That's then we'll pick the last one and we also squared. So remember, we still have our plus y squared here. Plus y squared equals 13. So let's quickly evaluate this. This becomes 5 squared is 25 minus 10y. 5y minus times 2 gives us minus 10y. Minus y squared gives us plus y squared plus another y squared, which is this second one, equals 13. So 25 minus 10y plus 2y squared, which is 1y squared plus 1y squared gives us 2y squared, is equal to 13. To make this a regular quadratic equation, this one comes here so that we can have 0 here. So it becomes 25 minus 13 minus 10y plus 2y squared equals 0. 25 minus 13 is 12. So 12, let's write this very well. 12 minus 10y plus 2y squared equals 0. We are done with the expansion stage. This is a regular quadratic equation. So we are going to enter the third stage, which is stage 3, quadratic stage. We want to get values for y. So I'll be wiping this up to the last point so that we can rewrite the equation. So when we want to rewrite this, this becomes what? 2y squared, let's write it with the power in front. 2y squared minus 10y plus 12 is equal to 0. So at this point, we can wipe this now. So instead of looking for two numbers at this point, this is another trick. First of all, try to divide through by 2 because 2 can divide through. Let's make the load lighter. So divide through by 2 here, by 2, by 2. So it becomes y squared minus 10. So it no longer becomes 10 again. 10 divided by 2 gives us what? 5 minus 5y plus 6 is equal to 0. So now we can, the load is light. We can think of two numbers that we can add to get 5 and two numbers, that's the same two numbers that we can multiply to get 6. What are those numbers? 2 and 3. Good. So it becomes y squared minus 2y minus 3y plus 6 is equal to 0. So now we will just need to factorize between these two and these two here. So let's factorize between these two. We have y as common place. So if we remove one y from this, here, left is 1y minus 2 because the y is outside. Alright? Minus, what's common between these two? 3, of course. So our y and then minus 2. Why is it minus here? Minus 3 times minus will give us plus 6. Alright? So it's equal to 0. Have you hit the thumbs up button just yet? Have you also subscribed? Please do. Alright, at this point, we bring in this to join with this. One way you can know if your quadratic equation is correct is if what you have in the bracket here also is what you have here. And from what we can see, both of them are the same. So we use this, we pick this one outside to join the one outside here. It becomes y minus 3, and then we'll pick one of the y minus 2. So y minus 2 is equal to 0. Very easy, isn't it? So the next thing to do is the last stage to get what our values for y is. In fact, from here you can get it already. But let's just do it again so that others can understand. So at this stage, what this means is, let me wipe this thoroughly. So what this means is y minus 3 is equal to 0, or y minus 2 is equal to 0. So when you bring the 3 out, minus 3 out, it becomes plus 3. So y equals 3 or y equals 2. So do you see that we have two values for our y compared to the regular simultaneous equation whereby you can only have one value for y and one value for x? Now, to get the value of x, what do? We simply put in any of these values for the equations we mentioned at the beginning. That's equation 1 or equation 2. I always like to work with the one that is not having power. So let's go back to that. To solve for x, what do? We put in y equals 3 into equation 1. Good. So remember our equation 1 earlier was what? X plus y is equal to 5. So we put in y equals 3 there. It becomes what? X plus 3 is equal to 5. And our x becomes 5 minus 3. Our x is what? 2. So what this means is when our y is 3, our x is 2. Also, you remember that we also have another value here. So we can also put in y equals 2 for our value here, and we'll get what? 3. Good, correct. So the values are interchanging. When x is 3, y is 2. When x is 2, y is 3. That is the much you can take for solving simultaneous equations involving indices. Did you gain value? Have you hit the thumbs up button? Have you subscribed? Till we meet again, this is Maths is Fun with Ogale. Bye!